Welcome to the Soul Prescription, your daily dose of unconditional love, because love never fails, with moi, Alexa Jade. And yeah, I'm so excited to be sharing the inner work today, and something that has completely changed my entire life, to where I'm dancing all the time because I'm just so happy and in love with life. And this is real. You are meant to have such a happy life. You're worthy of happiness. You're worthy of being chosen. You're worthy of being loved. You're worthy of all your good, but nobody's coming to give it to you. Nobody is coming to give you all your good. The moment you place all your good on something outside of yourself, it can be taken away and you have become powerless. But how to step into your power, how to become the knight in shining armor for yourself, how to save yourself is through your mind and your feelings. This is what makes you experience life. If you're experiencing hell, all you have to do is change and alchemize the inner world, and the outer world will reflect that. And what I'm talking about here is not just something new. It's an ancient philosophy. You can do your own research. I'm always forever going to promote doing your own search on things, because the healing journey is yours. And the healing journey is an awareness, and you have to seek for it yourself. Like I said, nobody's coming here to save you. I could give you all this information, but if you're not going to apply it or work at it and go for it, it's not going to go anywhere. You'd still be placing things outside of yourself, and that's okay. We were taught very badly about life. I was taught something outside of myself is coming to save me and give me all my happiness and all my love that I so desperately want. And I was very desperate, very, very so much so for it, and still until I started creating it for myself. Now it's man, yeah, I think I'm just gonna chill by myself today because I am enjoying my energy so much. And I literally have become such an introvert because I enjoy my energy so much. And I used to be an extrovert, and I now know I was only an extrovert so I could people please and get validation and get something from people, and that's that. I didn't know that's what I was doing at the time, and that's okay. It's not anybody's fault. And if you're doing that right now, it's okay. It's not your fault. You don't know. We weren't taught how to navigate life and our feelings and our thoughts, but it's time. It's so time to create a better world by creating better versions of ourselves. And like I said in the last podcast, the first one, nobody was coming to save me. It was only the mirror and I. Alexa Jade had to save Alexa Jade. So Alexa Jade had to go within and go, sorry, my Alexa just went off. But I had to look within me. Why was I lacking? Because my trauma told me I was not complete. And my trauma told me that I do lack, but that wasn't my truth. I was created perfectly and divine, and you are created perfectly and divine. You are no different from nature. You look at nature and you think how beautiful it is, and then you look in the mirror and you hate yourself. You are nature, just with thoughts and feelings. So it's okay. We're going to do the inner work, and you're going to see yourself as nature, and it's going to be beautiful. And yeah, but what I had to do was go within. Why was I lacking? What did I want? Why did I not have self-love? Why did I not feel whole and complete? Why was I abandoning myself? Why was I doing all these things to hurt myself? Why was I rejecting my good? Why was I doing all the things that I was doing from my trauma being my truth, and stepping into divinity as my truth, and being a divine being as my truth? I realized first that I'm complete and whole, and then I can give everything to myself. And because your thoughts and feelings create your experience of the world, and like you are in control of your reality. Okay, how nobody else is going to tell you how to live your life from within. Like, if I want to have a good day, I could do everything in my head and my heart. Like, my thoughts, all I could do is like just not think a negative thought, and I would have a great day. And that's what I'm here to teach you, and so much more. Like, it's just choice. And so what trauma teaches us is that this person's pain, they're projecting onto me, but I do not know yet that they're projecting onto me. So their pain and their hate they're putting onto me, I think that I deserve that, and I take it as my own, and that I start treating myself like I hate myself. And I tell myself that because this person didn't love me, I am unlovable. And that's trauma speaking. So because I like abandonment issues, let's just go like there, because that's a big one for me, and I know a lot of people have that, and that's something that we can all like resonate about, is that this person abandoned me. Therefore, I'm unlovable, and I should abandon myself because that's what I'm worth. I just placed my worth outside of myself, and at the time, we did not know, but now we just need to do better and save ourselves, and like, you're capable of it. So what I did, I found the mirror technique through these gurus and my spiritual teachers, and I was like, okay, I believe in the mirroring, like all the things. And so I was like, I'm upset with this person. This is the mirror technique. It's 4 steps, and it will literally change your life, and you never have to settle for another like shitty day ever. Like, I never sit in an upset. I never like accept my suffering. I never am like, okay, well, I'm mad and there's nothing I can do about it. Well, who's going to save me from my anger? Who's going to save me from depression? No, I save myself by this technique. Like, I'm not waiting for anything outside of myself. Oh, who's going to save me from hating myself? Like, nobody is coming to save me. So I'm going to do this technique. And we can do the abandonment, and it would just be, I'm upset with this person for abandoning me. True. That's true. And you can refuse the inner work. Remind you, you have a choice. You can refuse the inner work and blame that person. Oh, F that person for abandoning me. F them. I'm so mad at them. They need to come back and claim me, and they need to love me so I can be loved. Okay, yeah, let's start the timer and let's wait. You'll be waiting for eternity. Yeah, you might die tomorrow, but let's wait. Let's wait for them to come and save you and to claim you and abandon you, even though you were made complete. We're not going to do that anymore. We're done accepting suffering. And I was at the point, I had no other choice. It was like, don't be alive or find a freaking way to live. Save yourself or just don't be here. And I was like, no, like, I know life can be so much better, and I've got to live for my best friend. That was the thread that was holding me together, in like a very small thread, but it was holding me together. And then it like only prospered, and I found this work, and I only ever like grew and blossomed with, choosing myself. But yeah, like, if you can refuse to do the inner work, you don't have to, like, if you don't want to save yourself, then go wait. Go wait over there in your negativity, in your hate. I'll be over here living gloriously. And you can do that. But I'm not. I don't choose to take your hate or your love and put my feelings onto you. Like, I'm not going to depend on you if I can create it myself. If I can save myself, I'm going to save myself. I'm not going to wait for anybody anymore. Nope. That was my choice. And this is what it came to. That I'm upset with this person for abandoning me. Step number 2. You change the nouns and your pronouns. Because if it bothers me, it means that there is trauma carrying truth within me, and that's not my truth. So like, let's imagine somebody is cussing at me and saying, fuck you, Alexa, for your blue hair. I fucking hate it. And I'm like, whoa, like, I do not have blue hair. You are crazy. And I'm going to go over here. Do you see, like, there was no truth to it for me, so I wasn't like upset. I was just like, okay, like, ooh, gotta go over here, like, you're crazy, you know? Like, imagine, like, in your trauma, like, we don't do that. We're like, oh, they're like, Alexa, I fucking hate you. And I'm like, oh, okay. I hate my Alexa didn't go off. Well, maybe I should turn her off next podcast. And then if I hate myself, I'm like, man, who's gonna love me? And then I'm like depressed, and I, go in this, rabbit hole of hating myself. And I'm like, man, there is truth there, and it must be true if other people hate me. But you're so loved, it's insane. And all you have to do is choose it. So I'm upset with this person for abandoning me. That's step number 1. Step number 2, I'm upset with myself for abandoning myself. Because if it wasn't true, like, it wouldn't have bothered me. So, like, I had this person, like, walk out of my life. And because I stopped abandoning myself, I was like, oh, okay, like, you go do you, I'm gonna go do me. I'm connected to my own source of love and happiness and joy. I am made complete. I have my own source. So that's not going to bother me. And therefore, I unconditionally love myself. And that's all the inner work does, is point you to unconditional love for yourself. And whenever you can unconditionally love yourself, you can therefore unconditionally love another person, because you can only give what's in your cup. Okay? This is like, do your own research. If you don't believe me, that's fine. But if I hate myself, I can only give what's in my cup. So, like, if I completely love myself and accept myself, I can only ever love and accept another human being. And that's why the world is nasty and hateful, because we all hate ourselves, not because of anything else. And so when the world one day does all the inner work and is like, oh, I fully love and accept myself, we're going to be living in a glorious time, in a heavenly time where we share love because we're connected to our own source of love. But, we will get there. We will get there. But yes, just for now, it's just about saving yourself. So I'm connected to my own source of love. And I'm like, okay, like, you go over there. I'm going to, like, go do some pottery over here, or just whatever, live my life, right? But if I was abandoning myself and I was seeking outside of myself for love or anything, that would really hurt me, because now my source of love has walked away. Therefore, I'm unlovable. And that's bullshit. That's not real. That's not true. That's not the truth about you. You were made complete. And it's okay if you just didn't know. It's not your fault. But now you, like, you're at this podcast, you're here for a reason. You're here because the universe wants you to choose yourself. Universe, God, source, Allah, Buddha, whoever you believe in. It doesn't matter. Like I said last podcast, we're not going to be indifferent because of terminology. We're so beyond that. It's 2025. We're done with that. I'm done with that. Like, I get what you're saying, and that's enough, right? And so now my source of love has walked away. Now I'm sad and depressed, and or am I going to wait for a savior, or am I going to save myself? And the answer is, I'm going to save myself. So, back to step number 1, I'm upset. What are you upset with? This person for abandoning me. Okay. Step number 2, I'm upset with myself for abandoning myself. And if you feel that upset within you, it's clearly the truth that you have of yourself, that you're abandoning yourself somewhere. And what I do is that I feel and visualize. Some people feel, some people like do the feeling and visualize, but whatever you do is perfect and divine. So I visualize the inner child that abandons herself because she doesn't know how to emotionally regulate. And I go up to her and I just do step number 4. Whenever I see her, step number 3 is this true? And if I can feel it and I visualize, so if I can see it, it's true. Step number 4, I go up to her and I say, what do you need to feel loved? And I give her that. And just in that instance, I just saved myself. I just became the most powerful being in the whole universe. I literally just became a magnet to love because I do not need it. I just created it within myself. I have just saved myself. I looked in the mirror and I gave myself love. And if you're resistant to this, you're resistant to loving yourself. And that's something to dissect within yourself. And it's your own journey. This whole thing is your own journey. I'm just giving you some tools that were given to me that changed my life. I literally I live in love. Not because anybody's giving it to me, because I'm creating it myself. I have become so freaking powerful. It's freaking awesome. I am so joyful and happy, and I'm creating my dream life just being happy. And that's all that I care about. That's all I've ever wanted was just true happiness and true love. And true love comes from yourself, comes from within your heart. And so you just keep putting it in the mirror. You take every upset and you look at it in the mirror. And if it hurts you, there's truth there, and there can be healing there. And there can be love that can be given to yourself there. And it's freaking glorious. And then whenever you ask yourself, what do you need to feel loved? She will tell you. There's an ancient saying that all the answers are within. I don't know if Buddha said that or something, but all the answers are within. And it's so true, and you just got to try it out. And then I give myself this love, and I keep giving her what she needs: reassurance, comfort, acceptance, love, just all the fruits of life until she feels loved. And then I just melt her into my heart. Now, I have a very, very unique story with this because I was doing Reiki, which is an energy practice, before I found the teachings of inner union, which is the mirror technique. And so every time, this is why I stand behind this with my life. This is why I'm doing the soul prescription. This is why I do it every single day, because I believe in it so much. Because Reiki was brought to me first, energy healing. And I was meditating how you do Reiki before I even learned how to do Reiki. And my Reiki master was like, girl, you're a natural. How long have you been doing this? And I'm like, never, I think. And so every time that, basically Reiki is I can just feel energy, and not an empath way. If I had a cup of water and I was pouring blue dye into it and watching the dye disperse into it and become one with the water, that's what I feel. And I don't give a fuck if you don't believe me or not, because obviously it works. I feel great. And so I do the mirror exercise and the mirror technique, and then every time I bring myself home within love, I just feel this energy flow within me, and it's freaking awesome. And it's literally it's glorious, and I am happy, and I am not the person who I used to be, because that person, she hated herself, and I just brought her home, and she loves life now because she loves herself. She loves herself enough to choose positive thoughts over negative thoughts. And you're oh, well, because I'm choosing negative thoughts, that means I don't love myself. That means you're thinking that you're worthy of negativity, that your worth is down here in the negative and your worth is up here into the positives. You're worthy of a glorious life. I listen to music I've never listened to music before. I see colors I've never seen before. Love is so potent. Love is so, love is the frequency of magic and miracles. And I experience that in my daily life because, I've connected to it with putting everything in the mirror and saving myself and choosing to love myself. I've connected to my own source of love. And because I've connected to my own source of love, my hell has transmuted into ordinary. And then it transmuted into extraordinary. I live an extraordinary life because I choose love. And that's all it is. That's all I'm ever going to talk about is like choosing yourself, choosing to love yourself. It's going to make your life extraordinary. You're going to live courageously. You're going to live and truly be alive. You're going to live and truly soar and like dance. Like I said, I just dance all the time. Like my inner child is back. She's playing. And now that's all because I just chose to say, fuck my trauma. That's not my truth. Like, I'm going to heal this because my trauma speaking over me was not the real me. It wasn't who I was created to be. And I just want you to like invite yourself to explore some other, teachings. Explore your own thoughts, explore your own feelings, explore what love could do for you. And if you want to choose love and choose it for yourself, where you look in the mirror and you cry because how much you love yourself and you're like, oh my gosh, like life is so fantastic. And I kid you not, I have so much gratitude for my life now and how like I hated life. I hated myself. I lived in hell. I wanted to die. And now I'm crying because I love life and I have so much gratitude. How? I'm only 22. That was only 2 years ago. I've only been doing the inner work for like a year and some change. The mirror technique for less than a year. And it's so freaking potent. Love is so potent that like, how did I do all of that? If this isn't real, how did I do all of that? How did I build a business from scratch? How did I freaking manifested a modeling contract when I got bullied and like as a younger girl, and not just bullied, not just teased. I was locked up in a chicken coop and left there, bullied. And like being taught I wasn't good enough and abandoned and sexually abused as a child and like terrible things, emotionally neglected, like terrible things. And none of that has any power over me. None of that gets to speak over my life. None of that weighs me down. None of that tells me I'm not good enough. I say, fuck you, I am good enough. That was somebody else's bullshit being projected onto me, and it had nothing to do with me. And I took it on for so long. Until finally I said, fuck that shit. And I let it go. And I was like, you know what? Like, I do love me. I don't need to carry the shame and guilt of somebody else's hate for themselves because that's just not the real me. I wasn't created that way. I was created like nature, perfect and divine and beautiful, inside and out. And I need to stop hating myself for all the bullshit that happened to me because it wasn't my fault. And it's not your fault. You need to stop hating yourself for the things that were out of your control. And it doesn't define you. That's not who you are. Stop hating yourself for things that, aren't you. Stop hating yourself for things that happen to you. It no longer is here in the moment. You can make a different choice. You can choose to love yourself. And that's only by going within. I'm only ever going to tell you the realest shit you're ever going to hear. And it's only by ever going within and finding the part of you that hurts and giving them love. Therefore, you're going to change the world by changing your life. Because that trauma made me hate myself. And I was seeking love outside of myself. So I became a leech for love, sucking the life out of other people, waiting for somebody to save me, hating myself, projecting my hate onto other people. I was a part of the damaged world, and I wanted to stop being a part of hell. I wanted to stand apart from hell. I had to, because that's the only way I could live at that point. And now it's like, no, I'm never going to be a part of hell again. I'm never going to be a blood-sucking leech for love. Like, why? Why would I do that? I know how to create my own source of love and connect to it. You know, it's just looking at my trauma and saying, you know what? That really sucks that happened to you. And it's not your fault. And I love you. And you're awesome. And because those girls bullied the shit out of you does not mean you're ugly. I literally manifested, like I said, a modeling contract because I worked so freaking hard on my insecurities. I was like, your insecurities are bullshit. They're not fucking real because you were made so beautifully and perfect. You were made fucking perfect. And anybody that says otherwise is projecting their fears of being imperfect and being unlovable. That's not your bullshit to carry, and you need to save yourself, and I'm only gonna tell you the realest stuff. And so that's what I did. I stopped, I looked, and I analyzed my entire life, and I was like, all this stuff I went through was like never mine to begin with. It was everybody else's bullshit, and I was carrying it, and I needed to drop it and like move on with my life and like choose to love myself. My insecurities were not, I was not born insecure. You're not born insecure. You're born perfect and divine. And same thing with like, you can't be abandoned because everybody's complete within themselves. You know, like I realized that my dads, because like multiple dads abandoned me, that they didn't even claim themselves. And my gurus taught me this, that they didn't even claim themselves. So how could they ever claim to love me if they couldn't love themselves? Therefore, me thinking my whole life I was unlovable was an illusion. It was fucking fake. It wasn't real. I was living in fear. And fear isn't fucking real. I'm a loved being. So I was taking on their bullshit, thinking it was my own. And that's just, I lived such a better life, just like letting that go and giving myself what I needed by saving myself, by saving that little girl. I went up to her and I was like, what do you need to feel loved? And I gave her that. And for the rest of my life, I will be doing this. For the rest of my life, I will be giving myself exactly what I need. And like other things, like I was never abandoned because they couldn't even love themselves. So how could they love me? And the insecurities were, you're not born insecure. And so many other things, every wound you can look at and be like, oh my gosh, like this tells me I'm unlovable, but that's not real because I am loved, because I'm just fucking here. I'm just alive. And because I'm alive, I am loved. And it's just our perception of reality that, you know, is distorted. And that's okay. We were taught very badly about life, and it's not your fault. But now you've came across a soul prescription. You have no other choice but to now make a different choice. And if you want to keep blaming the world for your pain, you will get nowhere. You will get nowhere. If I kept blaming my dad for not loving me, I would only ever be seeking love outside of myself and never saving myself and always being codependent. And I would be draining the life out of other people, and I would be a part of hell. I would be creating hell with the rest of the world. And I didn't want to live like that anymore. I wanted to be free. And I am so free. Oh my gosh. I am like inner liberated. Like none of that. Like, because like none of that affects me anymore. The insecurity was telling me I wasn't good enough, therefore my dreams couldn't come true. And now I look at my insecurity, I'm like, you're fucking bullshit. I was made perfect. I'm gonna go get my dream life. And then I went for it. And then I got like more money, and my life is awesome, and I do cool photo shoots, and just things are awesome because I just believe in myself. Because I look at my wounds and I just know that they're just not real. It's just only my perception that I've been carrying. And I just chose to do the inner work because I just had to save myself. And that's the prescription, is just saving yourself and doing the inner work and loving yourself and giving yourself everything you've ever wanted in your entire life. I wanted to be chosen. So I started choosing myself. Now I don't care if you don't choose me. That's okay. I'm going to choose myself, and I'm going to live a happy life. And it's wonderful, and it's amazing. And I'm going to stop blaming people for not choosing me, because fact is, they're not even choosing themselves. So why would I take their bullshit as my own? People are only ever projecting what's in their cup. You really have to understand that. They're only ever projecting what they have. Because I cannot give you love if I hate myself. When I hated myself and I was in hell, I could not love anybody. I could not truly unconditionally love anybody. It was only a transactional thing. And now it's not that. It's not that anymore. And it's just a beautiful way to live life. It's a better way. There's just a better way to live life. Such a better way. And I will live my life like this for the rest of my life, because I am happy and it's glorious. And if somebody is like hating on me, bro, that's your own. Go unpack it. I've unpacked mine. I'm a divine human being just because I am. You are a divine human being and worthy of all your good just because you are. Just because you're alive. That's what makes you just so damn worthy, is because you're alive. But if you truly want to be alive and not asleep, you do the inner work and you save yourself and you choose to love yourself. And it's hard sometimes. I've had a look at like the little girl that was sexually abused that I've literally wanted to run away from a lot of my life. And I looked at her and I'm like, I love you and you are not wounded. It's not your fault. Like, it's not your fault. And I just gave her everything that she needed, safety, comfort. And it was hard. It was hard looking in the mirror. It was so hard. But I know where my safe haven is, and that's self-love. That's my prescription, is my safe haven, my self-love. So I could go into that darkness. I could finally walk in there. I could walk in that darkness, grab that little girl by the hand, and walk her home into the safe haven. Because the light is self-love. And yeah, she's home. And it was awesome. And I continue to do that all the time. And I am now inner liberated from the things that happened to me, and they no longer hold me back. I no longer think that I'm not enough. I no longer think that I'm not good enough, because I went into that darkness and I shined light on her as she deserves, because she's just fucking worthy. Like, she's just so damn worthy because she's alive, and you are just so damn worthy because you're just here. That, like, you're automatically enrolled into worth and awesomeness because you're here. Like, and I have so much more to tell you. And every Saturday at 10 a.m. I'll try to get a podcast out as best I can, and it's going to be amazing. And I'm only forever going to be deepening my life purpose and finishing my doctorates in metaphysical counseling, which is just like beyond the physical counseling, and going within the depths of my thoughts and feelings and dissecting them in front of y'all, with y'all. Y'all are going to be here on this journey, on this adventure with me. And we're forever just going to be diving deep into healing and like going into that darkness and bringing her back into the safe haven, or him, or like whoever you are, going into that darkness and shedding light onto that person and bringing that person home and creating a better life for everybody, creating heaven, creating, love and happiness for all within. And it's going to be freaking glorious. And this is only just the beginning. I've completely changed my life in such a short amount of time. Love is magical. Love is potent. Love is miraculous. And it's been such a short time, so I can't wait to take you on this adventure with me and literally share everything. I'm going to let you within the deepest, darkest corners of my mind, and we're going to heal it all together. And we're going to do this together, because healing doesn't have to be done alone. You know, there's people like me that want to be teachers and of this work, and there's other people that are teaching the teachings of inner union and the mirror technique, and it's going to be glorious. And you can continue to refuse the inner work and blame the world for your pain and seek outside of yourself and continue to be in hell. You can do that. You have a choice. You have a choice. And it's not right or wrong. It just is what it is. And I wanted to live a better life. I wanted to save myself. And that's what I did. And I'm just only here to share that. So I'll see you next week.